Have you ever felt stuck in a conversation, struggling to find the right words, and when you finally speak, the feeling that the whole moment was awkward or even embarrassing seems to consume you? What if I told you that this discomfort isn't a reflection of who you really are, but rather a survival mode you've learned to create to protect yourself in social situations? In this video, we're going to explore how your shyness or social anxiety isn't a permanent trait, but a reaction to an environment that you've learned to create for self-protection. What you really need is to break free from this survival mode and begin to live with a new perspective on how to connect with others. Let's shift this perception so that you can finally feel free to interact with the world authentically and confidently. Now, you might be wondering, if I'm not shy, what's going on with me? The fact is, you're just in survival mode. When we feel anxiety in social situations, we're activating a defense mechanism. The brain prepares us to react as if we're in danger, even though in reality there's no physical threat. This survival mode makes social interaction seem like a threat, when in reality, it should be an opportunity for growth and connection. What's important here is realizing that this reaction isn't permanent. It can be undone, but to do that you need to change the way you view social situations and allow yourself to participate in them. What happens is that the brain is programmed to seek safety. It associates social interactions with insecurity because, at some point, you learned that these situations were uncomfortable. This could be due to past experiences of rejection or simply because of a pattern of negative thinking you've developed. However, what you need to understand is that your brain is stuck in this perception of the past, and you have the power to reprogram it to see social interactions in a new light. To do that, you need to begin exposing yourself, step by step, in a controlled manner, until the discomfort fades away. But this doesn't mean the discomfort doesn't have a purpose. It serves as a signal that you're stepping out of your comfort zone and allowing yourself to grow. And every time you take a step beyond the fear, you get closer to true social freedom. The secret is in changing your mindset. Self-awareness is key. When you understand that your shyness doesn't define who you are, but is just a response to a conditioned behavior, you start to break free from that cycle. But how do you really change that? The first thing is recognizing that fear is natural, but what makes the difference is how you handle it. Fear will never disappear entirely. It's part of the human experience. But the question is, how do you react to it? Will you freeze, or will you keep acting despite the fear? When you start acting even in the presence of fear, what happens is that you prove to your brain that it doesn't need to be on alert all the time. You begin creating a new narrative where social interactions are just opportunities to connect, grow, and learn. But it's important to remember that it's not a one-day change. It will take time. When you start exposing yourself to social interactions and allow yourself to be vulnerable, the process is gradual. Don't expect to feel 100% comfortable on the first day. There will be failures. There will be discomfort. But that's part of the learning process. And guess what? Every time you allow yourself to fail and try again, you're developing a crucial skill, the ability to deal with vulnerability. And that, my friend, is what truly frees you from all the chains that keep you in a cycle of insecurity. But remember, the process of change requires persistence. And persistence is the key to turning every discomfort into personal growth. Don't let one mistake or one awkward moment make you retreat. These moments are just stepping stones in the ladder of transformation. Now you're probably asking yourself, how long until I see real results? When will this sense of block disappear? The answer is simple. It depends on you. Change begins the moment you decide to take control. But it's important to understand that what you'll feel in the first days, weeks, maybe even months, isn't instant transformation. It will be gradual, small victory after small victory. And the secret is in not giving up. Every interaction you have is a step forward. Every time you breathe deeply and push past the fear, it's an achievement. And yes, it may be uncomfortable at first. There will be days when the old defense mode will trigger again, and you'll think about going back to your comfort zone. That's normal. But here's the trick. The more you persist, the faster your brain begins to accept that this change is permanent. The discomfort lessens. The fear becomes less intense. Until one day, you'll realize you're connecting naturally without even thinking about it. And when that happens, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Maintaining long-term transformation requires consistency. It's not enough to go through a reprogramming process and expect everything to change automatically. True transformation doesn't come from one action or one courageous moment. It comes from continuous practice, from daily commitment. And the good news? You already have the tools for that. Now it's just about putting them into practice every day. The key to not reverting to the old pattern is ensuring that each step, no matter how small, becomes a routine. This ensures that your mind gets used to the new reality without pressure. One of the most effective ways to keep this change going is through daily journaling. It doesn't matter if it's a notebook, an app, or even a journal. Writing down each victory, each small moment in which you overcame fear and took a step forward, creates positive reinforcement. It builds a narrative of continuous progress. When you look back, you'll realize how much you've evolved. Another powerful tip is to set weekly challenges. It could be something small, like having a longer conversation with a coworker or signing up for a social event. These challenges will forge your confidence and keep you from falling back into automatic hiding. You've probably already realized that small victories make a big difference. Don't underestimate the power of a simple conversation, of a courageous comment, of a sincere smile. Every small interaction is an opportunity to change how you see yourself and how others see you. The beauty of this is that the impact of these actions spreads quickly. When you start expressing yourself more freely, you're not just improving your own life, but you begin to change the energy around you. Imagine the scenario. You're in a work meeting with a group of people, and instead of feeling invisible, you offer a relevant comment, something that really adds value to the conversation. In that moment, not only does your confidence grow, but the way others perceive you changes. You start being seen as someone with ideas, someone who has an active and valuable voice. This not only opens professional doors, but it also builds more genuine relationships. Now amplify this for your personal life. Every time you allow yourself to be seen, your network of connections grows. Your ability to form new friendships and connections expands. Each moment of overcoming fear is a brick in the foundation of a richer, more meaningful social life. The fear of judgment is one of the biggest blocks you face. The feeling that, with every word, with every move, someone is watching and criticizing your social performance. But here's the truth that few have the courage to admit. No one is paying as much attention to you as you think. This is the first big secret to social freedom. People are actually much more concerned with their own insecurities than with yours. Isn't that liberating? The fear of judgment comes from a place of vulnerability. The desire to be accepted and appreciated is natural, but it cannot be what defines your worth. When you learn to not care about other people's opinions, you release your true essence. People will judge you. It's inevitable. But the issue isn't their judgment. It's how you handle it. When you accept that judgment is part of the process, you stop worrying about it. You realize that other people's opinions are really about them, not about you. Overcoming the fear of judgment is an ongoing process. But the key is in scheduling moments to expose yourself to judgment in a controlled way. It could be something small, like expressing your opinion in a meeting or volunteering to lead a conversation. For a long time, you believed that to be socially accepted, you needed to be perfect. No mistakes, no gaffes, no words out of place. But here's the big truth. Perfection is a prison. Perfection doesn't exist. And if it did, it would be boring. People connect with other people because they are real, authentic, and yes, imperfect. Our mistakes are part of who we are, and it's through them that we grow. Accepting your mistakes is the first step toward true social freedom. When you understand that failures are opportunities for learning, you stop fearing what others might think and start celebrating what you can learn. When you mess up in a conversation, don't torture yourself mentally. Instead, see it as an opportunity to laugh at yourself, to show vulnerability. Vulnerability is one of the most powerful ways to create genuine connections. People won't judge you as harshly as you think, and often they'll identify with you because of that failure. We all have moments of imperfection, and that's exactly what makes social interactions more human. When you finally allow yourself to speak, to express yourself, to be who you really are, something powerful happens. You not only change your life, but you change the lives of everyone around you. Releasing your voice is like lighting a flame. At first it may seem small, but it will spread. The words you say, the interactions you have, the energy you give, this all has an exponential effect. What begins with you will influence others, creating a ripple effect of confidence and transformation. The key is in not holding back. Life is short, and the only way to truly connect with others and with yourself is by embracing the raw, imperfect, and real side of you. That's where true freedom lies.